Well, looks like you're back for more then. Division of polynomials. It's fun. We're using long division for this one. So let's do a quick bit of revision to see if you remember how to do long division. All right, first up, we're going to look at some terms that we're just going to refer to throughout this process. Now, it's just explaining the bits. So this 7 out the front, now we're dividing that into 394. The 7, or the number at the front, is called the divisor. Surprise, surprise. The 394, the number under the division sign, is called the dividend. And the number up on top, you've probably heard this one once or twice, not called the answer, it's called the quotient. All right, just 3 things to remember. So what we need to do is we need to take this divisor and see if it goes into the number under here. So the first number is 3. So does 7 go into 3? No, it doesn't. So what we're going to do is see if the 7 goes into the first pair of numbers. 7 goes into 39, does it? Yes, it does. It goes in 5 times. 7 times 5 is 35. That's as close as we can get. So we'll put the 5 up the top here. Then what we need to do is we multiply down the side. So we're going in this cycle all the way through. So we've done the 7 into 39, goes 5 times. 5 times 7 gives us, and we'll put that down here, 35. Now you can see I've put that in brackets. We don't need to put it in brackets for just numbers, but I want to get you used to seeing it because we do need to do it for algebra. And that'll be in the next step. Now what do we do with that 35? It's 39. We're going to be doing a takeaway. 39, take away 35, leaves a remainder of 4. Next step is bring down this 4 and makes the new number 44. Does 7 go into the 4? No, but 7 goes into 44. How many times? 7 6s are 42. So we'll put this, 7 into 42, get called up, goes in 6 times. Now we'll work our way around again. 6 times 7 is 42. And we're going in brackets, we're going to subtract it again and leaves us with a remainder of 2. Now, this is the good news. When we're doing this, normally we put a decimal point up here and write 0, 0, 0 and keep working until we get a number that rounds nicely, or we see a pattern forming, in which case we can repeat it. When we're dealing with algebra, we don't need to do that. So all we need to write is our solution for this. Technically, it's not a solution, but I'll get into that later. We're going to write our quotient, our answer, which is 56 remainder 2. That's all we need to find. That's one of the main things we need to find, actually, is if there is a remainder. All right, think you got that? Let's get into some polynomials. Here's one. Here's a typical question you might come across. X squared plus 9x plus 20, it's just a quadratic, divided by x plus 5. All right, there's a few steps for this one. We'll go through this over here. Step number 1, rewrite it for long division. So that's no good to us. Let's rewrite it over here as a long division. See that? X plus 5 is the divisor. This is the dividend, and we're going to put the quotient on top. Second step, divide the first term of the divisor into the first term of the dividend, then write the answer above the line. All right, what does that mean? Well, there's the first term of the divisor. There's the first term of the dividend. Does x go into x squared? Yes, it does. How many x's in x squared? That's not actually a good way to look at it. I actually prefer doing it the other way. X squared divided by x leaves us with an x. If you do it the way I said first time, how many x's in x squared, you're tempted to say 2. So think of it back the other way. X squared divided by x is x. What do we do now? Third step. Multiply both terms of the divisor and write the solution under polynomial. And remember your brackets. Remember I put brackets around the number? Don't forget to do that. All right, let's work our way down. So we're doing x times x. And then we're going to bring that answer down here, which is x squared. X times x is x squared. But this time we have two terms, in the divisor, so we have to do the second one, x times the 5. So x times 5 is 5x. So we have to bring that one down and write plus 5x, and there's our brackets. Okay, so 2 steps now. X times the first bit, then x times the second bit, write it all down there. Now we do this subtraction, which is 0.4 down here, you can see. Minus, and our underline. Now, if we've done this correctly, x squared take away x squared is going to give us nothing. That's going to cancel out. This is the bit you have to watch. 9x, positive 9x, minus positive. You have to remember the sign combinations, which was said in the instructions. Minus positive makes a minus, doesn't it? So 9x minus 5x leaves us with 4x. Got that? All right, now step 5, bring down the next term of the dividend, which is, of course, the plus 20. Bring that down. What do we do now? Let's go around again. Repeat steps 2, 3, and 4. And 5 if you've got to bring more stuff down. This one we don't. We've brought everything down. So let's do the 4x divided by x. I nearly did it again. 4x divided by x is 4. So plus 4 goes up top. Then we go 4 times the x is 4x. 4 times the 5 is plus 20. And in brackets. Do the subtraction. 4x take away 4x, disappears. 20 minus positive, so minus. 20 minus 20 is 0. Wonderful. So what's our quotient? What's our answer? The quotient is, now, good idea to write this in brackets. Here we go. Bring down the quotient is x plus 4. Is there a remainder? No, there's no remainder. Fantastic. Now, I mentioned that's one of the most important things. I just want you to think about this for a second. Can you factorize x squared plus 9x plus 20 down here? If you can, you might notice something. Our quotient there was x plus 4. Our divisor was x plus 5. Hang on, 5 plus 4 is 20. That should be giving a hint. Sorry, 5 times 4 is 20. 5 plus 4 is 9. You're right. Looks pretty familiar, doesn't it? Anyway, that's for later on. Okay, let's do some more examples. Wonderful. X minus 5 into x squared plus 4x plus 1. So first up, I'm just going to wean you off all these arrows and lines slowly. X into x squared, better known as x squared divided by x, gives us x. Coming back down the way, we've got the 2. X times x gives x squared. X times negative 5 is minus 5x in brackets, and then we're going to subtract. X minus x squared disappears, great. 4x minus minus, so plus. 4x plus 5x is 9x. Next step, bring down the 1, and we're going to be doing the 9x divided by x. So 9x divided by x leaves us with 9, so plus 9 up the top. 9 times x is 9x. 9 times negative 5 is minus 45, and put it in brackets. And minus, and our underline. 9x minus 9x, great, 0. 1 minus minus, so plus. 1 plus 45 is 46. All right. Finished. Does x, we can check it. Does x go into 46? No. So we have to stop there. So our quotient is, let's put some brackets in and bring that down, is x plus 9. But this one, we have a remainder. So we have to write remainder 46. Please remember the brackets, because this sign changes what's ever in there. All right, please remember that. Another example, x squared into x cubed plus 2x squared minus 4x plus 1. You're going to notice something here. You know how when we write polynomials, we start with the highest term, the highest, the leading term, which has the highest power, the highest index. 3, 2, 1, 0. That's great. Have a look in here. We've got 2. We haven't got any x's, but we go straight to minus 5. You'll see what happens in a second. But the process is exactly the same. X squared into x cubed. X cubed divided by x squared leaves us with an x. Then x times the x squared comes down and becomes x cubed. X times the negative 5 is minus 5x, which goes here. All right, now you can see the issue. That's a squared, that's an x. Really, this x should be over here, shouldn't it? So let's move that over there and put it in the right column. But it leaves us with a big hole here, and that's fine. How many x's have we got in that hole? Sorry, how many x squareds have we got in that hole? Correct, none. So we can write plus 0x squared. That's no big deal. It's true. All right, let's put some brackets around and do the minus. Let's check it. X cubed minus x cubed goes. Fantastic, done. 2x squared minus nothing is just 2x squared, isn't it? So we need to put our 2x squared here. Negative 4x minus minus, so plus. So negative 4x plus 5x leaves us with 1x or just x. Great, done. Doesn't hurt by putting nothing in there, does it? Doesn't change anything. Next step is bring down the 1, as you can see there. All right, process again. The x squared into this one, into the 2x. So 2x squared divided by x squared leaves us with 2. Because the x squareds cancel out. 2 times x squared is 2x squared. 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. Well, you can see even more clearly here. It's in the wrong column, so let's shift it across and put 0x in there. Brackets and minus, what do we got? 2x squared minus 2x squared is 0. X minus nothing is just x. 1 minus minus, so plus. So 1 plus 10 is plus 11. Great. Check it. Does x squared go into the x? No, it doesn't. Don't need to worry about it. So we've just got our quotient, which is going to be, let's bring it down, brackets x plus 2, and our remainder is x plus 11. Beautiful. One more example, last one. And this one's got a similar problem, but in the dividend, sorry. You can see we go straight from a cubed to a constant, a cubed to a power of 0. So one way we can get around that is, let's expand it out and have a guess what we're going to put in the middle there. We need squareds and we need an x and none of them. So we'll put some zeros in there. 0x squared plus 0x. All right, back to the same process. X cubed divided by x gives us x squared. X squared times x is x cubed. X squared times negative 1 is minus x squared. Let's do our brackets and our minus and our line. X cubed minus x cubed disappears. Nothing minus minus, so plus. So it's just going to be x squared. Then we're going to bring down 0, nothing, but we need it. X squared divided by x is x. X times x is x squared. X times negative 1 is minus x, or minus 1x, minus x, either one. Brackets and minus. x squared minus x squared disappears. 0 minus minus, so plus, and we're back to our x. Bring down our -1. X into x goes 1, so +1 goes up here. 1 times x is x. 1 times -1 is -1. Brackets and minus, and you can see x minus x disappears. X -1 minus minus is plus. -1 plus 1 is 0. So great, no remainder this one. So our quotient is just x squared plus x plus 1. All right. Now, did you remember back to the first one where there was no remainder? This one has no remainder as well. So when there's no remainder, this means that the divisor is a factor of the dividend. Like that first one, that means x minus 1 divides into, or is a factor of, x cubed minus 1. It goes in there. That's what's left over though. In terms of factors, well, let's leave that for another story. Time to go get some practice.